Hi guys. Okay, so from the title of the video, we're talking about my high school stats, my college admissions, all things that I have been honestly avoiding talking about. I don't know. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Audrey. I am actually a sophomore in college now, so when I applied to college, it was fall of 2019, beginning of 2020. Most of my applications were done by 2019. I get asked all the time what my stats were, and for some reason I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable sharing them, but now I feel like it's enough time has passed where like I don't really I don't know, stats are so weird, and like I feel like all throughout high school you really like identify with them, and applying to colleges is so stressful, and I think I just never wanted to think about it again, but here we are. I think also for a while, like looking at my stats, I had like a little bit of imposter syndrome, like I don't have good enough stats to go to the school that I go to, but that's not true. Now I realize like I deserve to be here, everyone else does too, and like everything happens for a reason. I like loved watching these videos and I've always really wanted to do one, so that's what we're doing today. I'm telling you all my stats, all the schools I applied to, and if I got in or not, and then also like all the activities I did and stuff like that, extracurriculars. I'm just gonna preface this by saying like college admissions are so like all over the place. Like you really cannot tell based on other people if you're gonna get in the school or not. So honestly, just try to apply to it because you never know what's gonna happen. That's my advice. But honestly, like applying to colleges was the most stressful point of high school. I don't care who says junior year is the most stressful part. It's applying to colleges. I don't think people talk enough about how stressful it is. So yeah, if you're a senior, if you're applying to college, just hang in there because I know how hard it can be. I'm going to first say the schools. I didn't know where I was going to go to college, so looking back at this list, if I didn't get into UT, I don't know where I would have gone. I didn't really get into any other schools that I would have liked. For reference, I'm from Northern California, the Bay Area, so I applied to a lot of out-of-state schools in-state, which kind of also depends on your admission. Like some schools favor in-state people, some schools favor out-of-state people. Okay, so University of Texas at Austin, I got accepted. That's where I go. I applied as a corporate communications major. Staying in Texas, I also applied to Texas Christian University, also got accepted, and I applied as a communication studies major. Going to California, I applied to UCLA as an undeclared social science, I think. That's the information I found. They didn't have a communications school, or like communications majors you declare as a junior at UCLA or something. Got denied. UC Santa Barbara, applied as a communication major, got denied. UC San Diego, also applied as a communications major, got denied. So no UCs for me, but that was fine. I already found out that I got into UT when I got those rejections, so it wasn't that difficult to take. University of San Diego, didn't submit my ACT score, but I did apply, so I don't know. It happens. University of Southern California, USC, I applied as a communications major and I got denied. Chapman University in Southern California, I applied as a strategic and corporate communications major and I got accepted. I also visited it, but it was really small, and so that's why I decided not to go there. Boulder, I got accepted. I couldn't find what I applied to, but probably communications if they have communications. And then NYU, I got waitlisted and I applied as media, culture, and communications. And when I got waitlisted, I already knew that I wanted to go to UT. When you get waitlisted, NYU like wants you to like write another essay or like say like I want to stay on the wait list, and I didn't say that because I already knew that I was going to UT. So they're all the schools I applied to. Looking back, I wish I would have applied to more California state schools because I didn't apply to any state schools. I only applied to UCs. Yeah, I just more safeties because I don't know. It all worked out, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so starting off with my GPA, I had a 3.89 unweighted and then a 4.0 weighted. Class rank, California schools don't rank, so my high school didn't rank. My ACT score was a 32, and I didn't take the SAT, so I only submitted my ACT score. On to like APs that I took. My junior year, I took AP US History, and I got A's both semesters, and then I got a 3 on the AP test. And then I also took honors pre-calc and got a B and a B minus. So that was that. And then my senior year, I took 2 weighted classes also, but it doesn't really matter when you're applying to schools, or like most schools it doesn't matter, but I took honors anatomy and then AP statistics, and I got a 4 on the AP stat test. And both of those AP classes I was able to use towards college credit, so that's great. Looking at that, I only took 2 APs, which I guess it depends who I talk to. Like, I feel like APs are everything. I didn't really have time for APs because I had so many extracurricular activities that like that wasn't my main focus. And I think that's like a really important mindset to have. Like, you don't have to take 10 APs to get into a good school, especially if you don't want to or you're not going to excel in those classes. So that's just my piece of advice. There were times in high school where I'm like, maybe I should be taking more APs, but now looking back, it didn't matter. I like am so glad I didn't stress myself out more. On to extracurricular activities. This is like honestly where I thrived and where I feel like got me to where I am. In the Common app, which is like a lot of these, you can submit 10 activities. In the UC app, you can submit 20. So I did submit 20 extracurricular activities, but they were all very like, basically I took one activity and I like spread it out, said like everything I could about it. And then for the Common app, I picked top 10, but I'm kind of just gonna read off like everything that I listed. I did club swim team for 4 years, which was around 21 hours a week. And then I was also on my high school swim team. I was varsity team captain my junior year. I also within that team got the Scholar Athlete Award and then the academic letter, which like a lot of people at my school got, but I wrote it down anyways. Okay, then I was in my leadership program, which is basically my school's version of student council. We planned all the events. It was like a class, and I was in it for all 4 years, and then I was leadership president my senior year, and then I also was the associated student body speaker, so I spoke at like PTA meetings and superintendent board meetings, and then I was also on the student advisory committee, which like helped the superintendent. National Charity League, which is like an organization. I started doing it in 7th grade, and you kind of do like service hours with your mom and stuff like that. I was the president of my class for one of the years, and then I did a total of 135 philanthropy hours, and I got the President's Volunteer Service Gold Award one year, which is like a national thing, and I think I did 50 hours to get it. I don't think it was 100. It might have been 100, but I'm not sure. Okay, then for like jobs, I had been doing YouTube, so I explained my YouTube as a job. I was a lifeguard for 3 summers, and then I also did private swim lessons. So I put all of those, and then I also put that I was involved in my church, and then also put that I did sibling childcare, so I would like pick up my siblings from school and stuff. And so yeah, I think like extracurriculars are really important, and then also what you write in your essays. So I'm just gonna kind of briefly talk about what I wrote in my essays, because I feel like my essays like really got me in. So I remember for UT, I guess I'll just talk about for UT because everything else was kind of the same. Well, for both the Texas schools, I wrote about my sophomore year in high school. I was living in California, but I used to live in Texas, I used to live in Houston, and it was when Hurricane Harvey hit. So Hurricane Harvey caused like a lot of destruction. So at my school, I like organized a school-wide fundraiser and raised, I think like anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for it. So I wrote about that and how I was like from Texas, which I think helped me get into Texas. Most schools ask like, why'd you choose your major? So I would talk about YouTube and kind of bring it into that. I remember I had an essay about like my lifeguarding and swim. I also had an essay about my leadership program and being president and like everything I learned with planning events and stuff through that. And then I think there's like a section of like, do you want to explain any grades or anything? And my freshman year, at the end of freshman year, I got a concussion. So second semester of freshman year, I was out for 3 months of school, and like my concussion lasted about a year, and for that second half of the year I didn't really have accommodation, so I didn't get great grades my sophomore year. And so I kind of explained that and how like I overcame that. So mainly like me telling you my essays is kind of just to show that I like really hit like every kind of point in my life through my essays. So it's really like you want to show like every well-rounded part of you in those essays. But also I didn't get into half my schools, so I don't know. But it worked for me for UT because I got in, and I honestly think that like I was meant to be at UT, and so that's what happened. But yeah, that's like a quick little video that I just wanted to share. Good luck to all who are applying. Just know that you're amazing, and like college acceptances literally do not define you. Try not to stress because college is not everything. Like you don't need to get into the #1 school to be happy or have a good career or have good friends. It's gonna work out and everything happens for a reason, and I hope this could kind of help. I didn't mean this to like stress you out. It's like informational, okay? So take it with a grain of salt, because even if you don't have exact scores as me does not mean that you're not gonna get into the school or that you are gonna get into the school. to be quite honest. That's all from me today. Go follow me on Instagram. I love you all so much. Take care of yourselves. You are so loved. See you in my next video.